Okay, hello everyone. My name is Lydia Brown. I'm a junior international studies major with a minor in Japan studies from Fontana, California, and this is my project on exploring Black cultural influences in K-pop and music. I'm going to try and not talk too much because we literally have 13 slides to get into. So we're just going to get started. Okay, so this is just a little agenda I created. So I'm going to be talking about background, so basically how K-pop got started. I'm going to be going over some definitions in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about. I'll be showing examples of K-pop, examples of cultural appropriation. We're going to get into my research question, and then findings and analysis, and then I'm going to wrap it up with a conclusion. Okay, so how did K-pop get started? So K-pop has been around ever since the 20th century, but it wasn't until the 90s where we start to see a drastic change in K-pop and it starts to become more global. Some examples of these groups include SES, HOT, CO, Tangian Boys, and etc. Today, K-pop continues to evolve, incorporating diverse musical styles, innovative performances, and technological advancements, solidifying its position as a prominent force in the global music industry. So over here, I'm just going to kind of break down who we have over here. So at the bottom over here, down here, we have a 90s boy group called God. It's literally what they're called, but it's an abbreviation for something. But I'm going to get into that after this. So God, next over here, the boys down here with the gold chain on, they're called Shiny. And then the girl group above them wearing all white, they are called IVE. And then the group above them with the boys in all black, they're a group called NCT. Now, NCT is the overall group name, but underneath that, they have different subgroups. So everybody's NCT, but then underneath that, you have a group called NCT Dream, or you'll have NCTU, NCT 127. And then they have another group called Wavy V. Now that doesn't have the name NCT in it, but it's a part of the NCT unit. So NCT is kind of like all in one unit, but it's just broken into different subunits. Yeah, it's very confusing. And they have a lot of different members that are in multiple groups. So, and then the group next to them with the four girls at the top are called Blackpink. Now, another thing about K-pop is that when it comes to choosing a group name, it's always something random, but yet it always has a meaning behind it. So just like the examples that I listed, SES and HOT or HOT, those are abbreviated for something. I just don't know what it is, but it's just so random. But gotta love K-pop. So moving on, we're going to get into the definitions. So K-pop, it's short for Korean pop, literally. Or sometimes what I like to say is K-hip hop, because it's literally hip hop. They're just putting a K in front of it to make it seem like it's original. It's their original thing. But it's short for Korean pop. It's a genre of popular music originating from South Korea. It encompasses diverse music styles, often characterized by catchy melodies, synchronized dance routines, visually stunning performances, and a blend of genres like pop, hip hop, R&B, and electric music. K-pop artists are known for their music videos, vibrant fashion, and dedicated fan base in South Korea and worldwide. So let's get into Black culture. So Black culture, the diverse traditions, customs, art, music, language, and social practices developed within Black or African American communities. It encompasses a rich heritage shaped by historical experiences, including African roots, the legacy of slavery, contributions to the arts, music genres like jazz, blues, and hip hop, cultural celebrations, and distinct forms of expression, fostering a strong sense of identity and community among Black individuals. So culture appropriation, what is that? It happens when elements from one culture are adopted or used by another. You're going to often see this in K-pop as I go throughout my presentation. Often without understanding or respecting their significance. It can evolve borrowing clothing, music, symbols, or traditions without acknowledging their origins or meaning. This can lead to misunderstandings, disrespect, and the exploitation of aspects of a culture, which may be offensive or harmful to originating culture. So already at the top up here, we see the it's even like a little hard for me to like look because I'm just looking and I'm just like, why would you do that? Why in your right mind did you think this was okay? But obviously, we see the colorful dreads going on. Got quite a few boys wearing dreads. The one in the pink bucket hat, I think those are like mini braids. Um, yeah, that's not even the half of it. We're just gonna keep going into it. Okay, so I explained to you what K-pop is, but let's say you still really don't know what K-pop is. Well, now here's your chance. I'm going to visually show you K-pop. I'm not going to show too much just because based off of time, and I literally have 13 slides that I want to get into, but I'm going to be showing, and feel free to explore on your own. I highly encourage you because the videos that I put up here are literally like some of my favorite top songs in the genre. But yeah, we're gonna be looking at these two videos down here. So the first one I'm gonna play, let's see. Sorry about that.
It's somebody say, get delivery like a G. See, hungry dog gotta eat. I get mine every day.
Okay. Let me make it bigger. Why does it keep doing that? Okay. So before I really play into it, this is the group I was talking about earlier, or I have mentioned earlier, called SES. They are a 90s girl group that gained a lot of attention, back when they debuted. So yeah, and this is also my favorite song by them. But after I play it, we're gonna discuss. We're gonna get a little bit into it.
What's up, son? We are from the new chapter.
Okay, so already just we're like about 51 seconds in. So already you and I love them to death. I love this song, but already you can just kind of see, you already automatically can kind of tell that this is, influenced by Black culture. And another thing K-pop likes to do is they'll randomly speak English here and there. Like they'll say something, it'll be like, and then next thing you know, you're hearing baby, and it's like, what? But like, it's catchy. So 9 times out of 10, you're just gonna overlook that, the fact that they just spoke Korean and then just said one word in English, yeah, but 9 times out of 10, you're just gonna bypass that because of the music and the catchy melody, like I had explained earlier. But yeah, so already we're kind of getting that little like rap. This is giving, it's reminding me of a TLC in a way. It's really reminding me of TLC. It also reminds me of the girl group Black, which is, a lot of people like to say, is kind of like a spin-off group of TLC, because a member from TLC, Lisa Left Left Eye, or her actual name is Lisa, but Left Eye actually created the group Black, so I see a lot of that in here. I'm gonna skip around a little bit just because of time, but we're also gonna go we're just gonna jump into the chorus, actually. Okay, so that little jump move that they're doing, it just makes me want to jump into the video and dance with them. But that little jump move that they were doing was it actually became really popular when they did it. 9 times out of 10, their fans will only know that one move because it was very popular during that time. Yeah. Another thing is, what K-pop likes to do is, like, towards the end or somewhere in the song, they'll have these like little rap segments, or like where somebody's doing a rap. 9 times out of 10, you will hear somebody doing a rap. So towards the end of the song, we'll play I think it goes right here. So we got the little rap sequence going on. Okay, so that was Cess. Let's get out of here. Oh, maybe do. Okay. And then I'm gonna go back into present mode. All right, so that was the 90s group Cess. I would definitely recommend checking them out. Also checking out New Jeans, very popular. And this group up here, oh yeah, this is Hot. Hot. So like I said, these are like one of my top favorite songs. But next we're gonna get into a group, the group which is the main reason why I'm really hooked on K-pop. And this is also a group that my friends were singing back in Japan. And during the time this music video that I'm about to play came out, we were in Japan. So we were in Japan when this when this music video came out. And man, will I tell you, we were hooked. We were hooked. From the lyrics to the music video to the dance moves, we were hooked. And I'm going to show you. Another little ad going on, so skip that. I make this full screen. Okay. So this is a boy group called Stray Kids. I believe they debuted back in 2019, 2018, I want to say. I'm very new to the K-pop world, so I'm still trying to really make my way into there and really like explore different groups and stuff like that. But I can say like by far, like um I'm really loving the 90s K-pop groups. But I love the newer ones too. And Stray Kids is actually one of my favorite K-pop groups that I like. And I'm gonna show you why.
Girl, I'm got to something. Girl, I'm up to gonna happen cookies. Clean it up, get back. Again.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and skip to the chorus, which is actually the best part. I mean, the whole music video is just great overall. Already we're seeing like we're seeing some high-notch stuff that even in America, when it comes to our music videos, we're not doing. I mean, we are, but like K-pop takes it above and beyond. They take it to the next level. So let me get to the chorus. Okay, so that move right there, them doing this, that just all of that move right there had me and my friends in a chokehold. When I tell you we could not stop doing that, we couldn't go a day in Japan without doing that. It was actually insane and kind of sad in a way. But it was, I don't know, it was like something in me just couldn't stop. Like the song was very catchy. I even found myself asking my friends and being like, hey, like, who is this? Like, who is this group? Like this, and that. And like it was to the point where maybe a day or 2 days, maybe even 3 days in, we already knew the choreography to the chorus. And that's just how quickly and how hooked and how catchy K-pop can be. I'm getting a headache just even like thinking about it, because it's like, how can something, it's just like insane, because it's insane on how hooked and how fast you can get hooked. Like it's almost like, let me see. It's almost like, man, I'm trying to think of a song that like is kind of on the same level as this in America. But I guess like back in the day, like growing up, and like I'm gonna use Whip and Nene as an example. That's probably a horrible example, but I remember at the time, like when Whip and Nene came out, it was like everybody was doing it, everybody was singing it, because, and if you said you didn't like it, you were 9 times out of 10 lying, because you can't not like it, because the beat was catchy, like you could dance to it, like, and even like now as I'm like playing this song and as I played Cess earlier, I'm like bobbing my head, like I'm trying my hardest not to sing the lyrics, because I know some of the lyrics, but for the sake of the presentation, I'm trying to hold that side of me in, and even like the dance moves, I'm trying to like hold that back in me, because like I'm also a dancer, so like when it comes to like music, like when it comes to like really amped up beats, like it makes me want to move. But yeah, so we're going to continue with the presentation. But like I said, definitely check these out because it's really good. So I highly recommend. Moving on. So now we have cultural appropriation examples. Okay, so the person up here, her name is Lisa. She is from the girl group Blackpink. Okay, already we're seeing like, you know, she got the little like braids going on. And the thing is, and then on top of that, she chose gray, like out of all colors, gray. But yeah, once again, like, you know, we got the box braids going on. Literally the braids that I have in my hair, she's wearing them. Now over here on the right, up here with the bandana on, this is a person named Bangchan. He is from the group Stray Kids that I had just played in the last slide. So he got a lot of back slander on this, especially on Twitter, because, you know, Twitter, people on Twitter, they're always going to talk on Twitter. But he got a lot of back slander on this because, you know, he had the corn rolls going on, and you know, people were just tearing him apart in the comments. It was like, hey, like, you know, like, that's Black culture, like, you know, like, what are you doing wearing that hairstyle? And so, you know, he did end up like coming out with an apology statement. So yeah, and then down here once again we got the the dreads going on. I don't know who these people are, but I saw it and I was like, oh, this is perfect, because she got the little Native American hat going on. This person right here is in the forgot what that's called. What is that called? But a little like stance, like you're meditating. I think I just forgot what that's called. And then this is a group down here. I think they're called Bubble. This was like back in the 90s, but obviously man, I don't even know where to begin. Like, from black facing to the afro to the box braids to the rollers in the hair to the big lips, like, it's just a lot going on. All right, so next we're gonna get into my research question. So, how has Black culture, particularly in terms of music, dance, fashion, and performance aesthetics, influenced the creation, production, and reconception of K-pop music and culture? And how do K-pop artists and fans navigate issues of cultural exchange, representation, and authenticity in this context? Okay, so down here, moving from left to right. So down here, we have a group called ATEEZ, another one of my favorite boy groups. And then here in the middle, this is a group called NCTU. So kind of like how I was explaining earlier, this is one of those subgroups under the name of NCT. So this is just NCTU. And then, you know, they're all wearing baggy jeans because they had a song that came out not too long ago called Baggy Jeans. I recommend giving that a listen to. And then here we have a girl group over here called Girls' Generation. They were a girl group back in the 2010s era, I believe. But yeah. Okay, so let's get into the findings and analysis. Okay. First and foremost, I'm just going to show this video clip that I have up here. So as it was kind of showing in the video, it kind of went very fast, but I'm gonna pause it. So New Jeans is at the top and then TLC is at the bottom. And I believe that is their song called Creep that is playing at the bottom. Now New Jeans, they got this one little move in their song called Oh My God. They got this one little move that they're doing. It's almost like they're in the circular motion, like they're like rolling a wheelchair kind of in a way, and then they're like going in circles in it. Now, what people don't know is that that move was originally seen in the TLC Creep music video, which a lot of people had noticed and pointed out and was like, hey, that move looks very familiar. Where have I seen that before? And then somebody's like, oh, right, I've seen that move in TLC's Creep video. So I'm going to play it one more time. And I'm actually going to change the speed so we can really get a look at it. So like I said, looking at the top, this is New Jeans. At the bottom, this is TLC. So they're literally doing the same move. Now, the influence of TLC's work in the 90s on modern groups like New Jeans is evident. As we had just seen the video, they literally took the same move. Now, New Jeans' borrowing of elements from 1990s and 2000s music, including styles popularized by TLC, demonstrates the lasting impact of TLC's innovation and the global reach of their music legacy. So TLC was and still is a very popular girl group. There's not a day that goes by where you're not listening to some TLC, because let's be real, they were the best. But on top of that, however, the extent to which this is viewed as ripping off, so some people see this as they just literally ripped off TLC, while others feel like, they're paying homage. So I feel like that's also initially what this entire project is about. If we could really look at it and really go in deeper, because I really could really go in deeper and go beyond 13 slides, but I was already at 13 slides and I was like, that's a little crazy. We need to wrap this up. I can't have 20 slides, but if we were really to really dive deep into it, it's one of those controversy things where it's kind of really based off of your perspective and how you see it. Like, do you see it as this being ripped off, or do you see it as them just paying homage? It's really a toss-up. But versus a homage of influence can vary based on individual interpretation and the nuances of cultural exchange in music. So we got TLC and then we got New Jeans. So New Jeans, just like how I said earlier, they are borrowing elements from the 90s and 2000s. Literally their entire concept is Y2K style, and we all know like Y2K came out back in the early 2000s, so they're literally the embodiment of Y2K, which is their entire theme. Okay, so if you thought New Jeans and TLC was bad, wait until we get into Baby Fox and Tupac. I called them Baby Fox. It's not Baby Fox, it's Baby Vox. Okay. So, all right. The K-pop girl group Baby Vox faced significant controversy with their song Ecstasy, which included a sample of the late rapper Tupac. So Yeon Young, I know I'm saying that wrong, but basically the CEO of the group's label had intended to create an impact by incorporating hip-hop elements into the group's music. To this end, he legally acquired the music rights and the rights to Tupac's likeness from the Interscope Records. However, the release of Ecstasy, which featured Tupac's vocals and his likeness in the music video, was met with considerable disapproval within the Korean's hip-hop community, or K-hip-hop for short. So the Korean rap community expressed strong objections, questioning how their revived figure, Tupac, was basically featured in a song with a K-pop girl group. Despite assertions that all rights were legally cleared, the song faced allegations of plagiarism and illegal sampling, contributing to a significant backlash against Baby Vox. I just want you guys to listen. So up here, I'm gonna play Tupac's freestyle, and then we're gonna get into Baby Vox, because when I tell you, when I found this out, my mind was blown. I was shook.
I'm sitting here hoping that we can find some way to kick it, even though I got your digits, gotta struggle to resist it. I slowly advance till it's my chance not to miss it. You blow me kisses when he ain't looking at your heart's tooken. My only wish is that you change your mind and he get shook. Wanna take you there, but you're scared to follow. Come see tomorrow, hoping I can take you through the pain and sorrow, let you know I care. And someone's there for your struggle. Depend on me when you have needs or there's trouble. I wanna give you happiness, or maybe even more. I told you before, no time to waste. We can hook up at the store. Can you get away?
Okay, so that was Tupac's, freestyle. Now we're gonna get into Baby Fox's. I keep calling them Fox, and that's not their name. Baby Vox. I think it's because I'm just saying it so fast, so it sounds like Fox, but we're going to get into their song.
Okay, so about 5 years ago, I started taking the Ultimate Body Detox System.
I'm going to, yeah. And then, of course, once again, we got the English rap at the beginning. Okay, I'm gonna skip directly to where it's Tupac part, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And I also read somewhere that allegedly, because I don't know if it's true or not, because the CEO is claiming, they're claiming that they got rights to. They're claiming they got rights to Tupac's verses, but who really knows? Nobody knows. So allegedly, his mom had came out with a statement and was like, hey, they didn't ask, nobody told me anything. So yeah, that was another problem, was that even Tupac's mom was coming out making a statement basically claiming that they just ripped off Tupac's voice and didn't ask the mom, nor did they ask the label if they could use Tupac in their video. But let me go ahead and okay. Oh wait, we moved a little farther, so I think his okay, so his part is coming out real soon.
I'm still getting on it's not man, so it's not to miss it. You go kisses when you my only wish is that you change your mind. You should want to take your hand, but the body comes from and I can take your pain and sorrow, let you know you can't. As soon as me when you really know that struggle, I will give you happiness. I mean, you know, time we can go back to school and get away.
Really wanna.
Man, it's just crazy to me because it's like, what? Like, because all they really did was like speed it up to match the track, but it's just like, wow. And obviously they they got so much backlash. I think this was also part of one of the reasons why they had to disband was because, you know, this incident occurred, you know, all because they wanted to make a song and incorporate some hip hop elements. They had to disband. Okay, all right. So now we're gonna get into JYP. Now, JYP is somebody who's been in the K-pop industry for ever, really forever. I don't really know too much about JYP. I'm still trying to make my way into the K-pop industry, but as far as what I've heard and as far as what my friends have heard is that JYP is one crazy man. And he also owns this big like entertainment company which has produced, you know, K-pop groups. And for example, Stray Kids is underneath JYP Entertainment. So in order to explain, so this group right here in the gold dresses, they were called Wonder Girls. And I think this song was called Nobody Like You. They collabed with JYP, so this was giving a very 60s, maybe like a 60s theme, but a lot of people took that in comparison as they were trying to copy or reference the Supremes or Diana Ross and the Supremes, however you want to call it. You know, they got the hairstyle going on, the flipped hairstyle, the long gloves, which the Supremes were very well known for, their long gloves. And yeah, so up here, this is a song by JYP and another artist called Rain. And I believe the problem with this song was that people were stating that he ripped off on Bobby Brown's Every Little Step I Take music video. And I'm going to play the video actually because we're going to see the comparison. I'll make it bigger so we can like see. Okay, so the one in the hat is JYP, and then the other one in the crop top is Rain. Okay, but see, already right then and there, I could tell right straight away that that is literally Bobby Brown's Every Little Step I Take. I'm about to fast forward a little bit and literally gonna show. So now this is Bobby Brown. So like to the shuffling, to the foot movements, to the outfits, everything is literally screaming Bobby Brown. And even like the melody incorporated was literally Bobby Brown. and they got a lot of backlash and slander as well, but JYP never came out with a statement. They never came out saying like, hey, like, I just want to say like I'm sorry, and like, I want to give credit to Bobby Brown. Like, no, there was none of that. JYP was literally silent. And it was just one of those things that really just got swept under the rug, and really people just kind of just like let that go, or like just kind of forgot about it. And I feel like a lot of things like that happen in K-pop. There have definitely been times where K-pop artists will have done something. There have often been times where K-pop artists have used the N-word, and that video will surface on TikTok, and people will comment underneath it and be like, hey, like why are you saying that, like this and that. But and now some artists have come out, made an apology, and then there are other artists who literally have done nothing and have said nothing. And even like till this day, it's still kind of a problem. Now, this is a video that one of my friends had sent me that she found on Twitter, and when I watched it, I don't even know what to say, but I'm just gonna play it. Okay, so once again, this is JYP. Like, this man is insane. Like, I can't stress that enough. I hardly really know anything about JYP. Well, one thing I do know is this man is insane. Okay, so we got the disco vibe going on, obviously, and everybody in the background is dressed as Black people. Everybody got the afro going on. They painted themselves to look Black. It is just, I'm just in awe. And even now, like watching it again, I literally have no words, because it just makes you wonder why. Like, what, honestly, what made you think, or what could have sparked this idea? Like, it reminds me of Soul Train, and I'm pretty sure this is kind of like what it's referencing, Soul Train, back in the day. But it's just like, what made you think of this and be like, yes, this is what I want to do? And they're even doing like similar like disco moves, like man, I don't even know what to say. Okay, so still on the topic of findings and analysis, because I found a lot. But like I said, I can't make like a 30 slide presentation. Now that's insane. So now this, we're kind of touching in the realm of the K hip hop. Now, I'm not gonna get too much into K hip hop, because the main focus is K-pop, and that's basically what this presentation is about. But just to incorporate a little bit of K hip hop, because they were heavily influenced by Black culture, specifically Black rappers. So God, already in this picture up here at the top, just the bandanas going on, the tats, like, this man with the red hair, he got the big like chain going on. Like, what's that about? So obviously kind of portraying as if they're, in gang. Because I feel like 9 times out of 10 back then in the early 90s, especially with Black rappers, most, not all, but commonly most Black rappers were specifically gang affiliated. So I can kind of see a connection right there, or them trying to basically portray as if they're quote unquote from the hood, or they had to make it out. Now these are just two video samples. So what was happening is that basically a lot of Korean students were studying abroad, and when they would study abroad, a lot of the times they would go to America. Now I can't remember the reason why, but I think it was due to like something had happened back in Korea where like the inflammation or something, like people just weren't financially stable anymore. So basically everybody that was going abroad eventually had to come back. They couldn't finish studying abroad, so they had to come back. And in terms of when they came back, of course they brought back what they saw with them. So then that's how this whole like K hip hop kind of got created, because students were going overseas and then they were coming back and they were basically like observing and then bringing back what they saw, and were like trying to create it in Korea, just like in their own way type. I'm just gonna play one of them. So I'll play. Yeah, it's already kind of giving that like school, like
2 Chainz and Roll.
even like 2010 era.
2 Chainz and Roll.
And the song is literally called 2 Chainz and Rollies.
Flash nice, get in my cash, right? I rap nice, so ass nice, my day, well, that's nice. All I got is 1 mic and 2 chains and 3 chicks, 1 Wally, 2 Dom Mercedes, 300 takes, got more than none, the best of the decade. Yup on that song, going, but still trying to get paid. They stay them player haters. Can't tell me nothing. Like that don't go that out still watching. No, we don't want to get you.
Okay, already from the jump, like it. I mean, the song is literally called 2 Chainz and Rollies. What's that about? But as far as we see, they're wearing, they got the chains on, tats, they got their Rolex watch on, and it's really taking me back to like early, like 2010. It's giving me like 2010 vibes. But yeah, so moving on. Okay, now we're still on the findings and analysis. I'm just gonna because it's just like it's like when you think it can't get worse, there's always something that tops it. So I've circled some things, labeled some things. So already like at the top, they're doing the little like gun pose, like often how you would kind of see like Black rappers nowadays, and even back then how they would often like like just portray like guns, and this is and that, like when they're rapping. So obviously like they're all doing it, they're just doing it in different ways. But even like still, it's like, come on now, like you didn't think of that, where'd you get that from? And then over here we have a Black rapper in America. I don't know who this is, but I saw him and he did the motion and I was like, wow, that's crazy. So it's literally the same thing. It's just the guy the guy on the left is doing it facing up, and then he's doing it facing sideways. So it's crazy. And then down here, there really wasn't much to it except for the like 90s aesthetic going on. But I did point an arrow because this guy once again has short braids in his hair. And I'm just like, why? Why? Who told you that looked good? I don't know. Sometimes I'd be thinking like when the like hairstylists like style these people, I'm just like, why? Why did we think braids was, but like I said, like, like students were going overseas and they were coming back overseas. So whatever they saw, they were taking that and they were literally bringing that back to Korea and basically influencing Korea in a way. So yeah, and then up here, we got the whole crew up here, gang, once again, the bandanas. This guy's wearing a chain with the little, they got the snapbacks on, but it's like it's not properly like fitted. It's kind of like tilted off to the side. He got a bandana under the beanie, he got a chain on, and then this man right here with the glasses literally has braids, but not only that, they are beaded braids. Like, what y'all know about beaded braids? What? I mean, I didn't have them, but I have tons of friends who like used to have that as a hairstyle growing up. Like, they would get their hair in braids and then their like mom would literally like beat it, like put beads at the end. So it's just like, what? And then this down here, I've came across this picture and I immediately thought of Kris Kross because of what they were wearing and just like how they were posing. It literally gave me Kris Kross vibes. And look at that. I was right. Because look at the hand motions. They're even like the hand motion is just kind of similar. And they're wearing the same shirt, just like Kris Kross. Kris Kross was a hip hop group back in the 90s. They started when they were like 12 or 13 years old rapping, and they were literally known for their backwards clothing. And oftentimes when you would see them, they would wear the same thing. So that's just kind of what I got from that. But yeah, so now we're at the end. So we're coming to our conclusion. So as a study represents a snapshot of an evolving cultural landscape, continual exploration and dialogue are crucial to appreciate and navigate the intricate connections between K-pop and Black cultural influences in music and performance. As K-pop gains popularity worldwide, it becomes a vehicle for spreading diverse cultural elements, including those from Black culture. While many K-pop artists and groups genuinely admire Black culture, translating these elements into a different cultural context can sometimes lead to misinterpretation or oversimplification. This issue is further complicated when considering the historical and social political context of Black cultural expressions, which may not fully be understood or represented in the K-pop industry. So basically what I kind of took away from this entire presentation, and even as I was looking up, so there's definitely culture appreciation going on. And it's not even like it started like this year. Like, no, like this is something that has constantly been an issue in Korea that dates back, all the way to, I don't know, but but what I do know is that this is an issue that's been going on. It still kind of goes on. Now you have some people like nowadays, and like even like groups and artists nowadays, who do give props to Black people, or whatever the case may be, like hairstyle inspo, dance moves, whatever, they will give credit to Black people, but you still have people or even companies who will literally just rip off Black culture and not say anything and just act like they came up with it. Like, you didn't come up with that. What? Like, what's that about? Like, I don't understand. Like, if you take something that's not yours, or even if you take something and revise it a little bit, it's kind of like writing a paper. Like, when you write a paper and your professors are like, use references, use citations, like, cite. Like, you need to cite where you got your source from. Because you could be typing, okay, but all right, that's nice, but where's your resources? Where's your references? Where are your citations? Because we know you did not come up with all of that on your own. You didn't come up with all that on your own. You definitely had some help. And, kind of in a way, that's kind of like what K-pop is. And K-pop is only evolving. They're evolving more and more. One thing about K-pop is they have this thing where they go by generations. So first gen is like 90s to 2000s, early 2000s. And then second gen is like 2010 to like maybe 2015. But I think as of right now, we have 4 generations, but but K-pop is about to enter their 5th generation of K-pop groups. And another thing is they debut so young. It's not like America where it's like, it doesn't matter really what age you are, you can still get a jump into the industry, but where it's like as K-pop, it's almost as if like the younger you are, the better it is, because when you're young, you can kind of be in the industry a little bit longer. I think that's kind of how they see it, and their training is very different from our training. So they have this thing where it's like K-pop training. So you would train before you even debuted. You would have to train because they would have to literally see if you're good enough to debut. If you're good enough to debut, are your dance skills on point? Can you sing? Can you rap? Are you gonna, are your looks good enough? Like, do you have the visuals? Because in K-pop they have these different positions. So like I said, I'm still making my way in the K-pop group, so I don't know all the positions, but what I do know is they have somebody in the group who is the visual. The visual is the one that stands out the most out of everybody in the K-pop group. Everybody in the K-pop group could literally be handsome, pretty, whatever it is, but there's always that one person that just stands out a little bit more than everybody else because of their visuals, because of how they look. They are also determined as the ace. So 9 times out of 10, they'll be the leader of the group or the one that starts off all the songs, basically. That doesn't happen in every case, but I know, for example, the group IVE that I showed way back in the beginning, there's this girl named Wonyoung, and she is heavily praised, not only for her talents, but also for her visuals and just her insane visuals and how she can literally just capitate. No, how can I word this? How she can literally just capture anybody's attention because her visuals are that insane. I don't have a picture of her up right now, but yeah, that's just somebody that comes to mind. Another example is, I'll use Stray Kids again, is Hwanjin. He is another person who has insane visuals and has a lot of fandom. Because another thing in K-pop is they'll do this thing where it's like you need to pick who your bias is. So your bias is basically somebody who you like the most. Like, basically saying like, who do you like the most out of everybody? But in K-pop terms, it's who's your bias? Like, who do you stan? So yeah, but yeah. So these groups over here, they're all from the 90s. Except I don't know one group, and that's this group at the bottom. There's more of them. There's actually 4 of them, but because of the layout that I have, it cut off one of the girls. But I've seen them somewhere. I just can't remember their name. But other than that, this group up here in the all white, they're called Milk. Once again, the weird like the weird names going on. Like I don't know who comes up with these names. Like what's that about? But and then the group next to them, which is probably my favorite K-pop group, and I literally stumbled upon them and I love them so much, but they're called NRG, which is literally kind of short for energy, but it's just NRG, like so clever. But once again, it's just like, what? Like, how y'all come up with that? And then the group underneath them with all these men in the black and red, they are a kind of like a pop, like rock group called Click B. But yeah, so that is the end of my presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I actually hope this allows you guys to actually kind of like look into K-pop, because I'm not downplaying K-pop. I'm not dissing K-pop or anything. Because I actually really, really do like, well, I'm not gonna say really, really, but like I think I'm getting there. But K-pop is really starting to grow on me. Because oftentimes, I find myself humming the melody, even when I just barely heard the song, or I'll start picking up on dance moves. And another thing K-pop groups do is that if you go to YouTube, you can literally search up like K-pop dance practices, and the group will literally film their entire routine and put it on YouTube, and people will learn off of these videos, and then they'll like recreate their own cover to it and post it on YouTube. So, it's just like a whole thing, and they've really become a very like international sensation. Which is also like another reason why I really wanted to research and touch on this, is because I know a lot of Black people like K-pop. And so I just be thinking, and it just makes me think like, but like, why? Because sometimes I feel like they low-key do target mainly Black people, because, obviously when you take something from someone else's culture, like, yeah, we gonna kind of get hooked onto it, because it's like, wait a minute, like, ain't this our stuff? Like, I recognize this, like, so, but yeah, once again, I highly, highly, highly suggest, everyone to just tap into K-pop a little bit. It's not for everyone, and I get that, but, hey, like, at least tap into like, or try out some different songs here and there from different groups, different generations, because that's what I'm still making my rounds here and there. I know a lot of people like SHINee, so I'm gonna try and get into them next. But as far as like what I am starting to really like, is I'm really starting to like the older K-pop groups. So the first generation K-pop groups are really speaking to me right now. And I think that's just because of the style and 90s aesthetic and all that. So yeah, but I also like songs from like the 4th generation, or people nowadays. But yeah, so thank you so much, everyone, for listening. I hope this was very insightful. I hope you gained a lot. And I also hope that this allowed you to explore a new culture, gain a new perspective. But yeah, that's all I have. So thank you.